wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Courtside's first official podcast. I am Noah Hewitt, account manager. Beside me, I have Chuck Scalise and Ben Payonk, and we got a good one for you today. We're going to get into some NBA offseason news. We're going to talk about our predictions for next season, and we have our over-under segment, and we're going to have a special debate topic to finish things up. All right, so let's get into it. Do we think that Kyrie Irving is going to get traded this season?
I'll take this one. So, I'm Chuck. So you can associate the voice with the name. I'm Chuck Scalise. So I actually do not think Kyrie's going to get traded before opening night. I think that...
What about during the season, though?
I think at some point he'll go. But I think he's going to play opening night with Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland's in any rush to get rid of him unless they get the perfect deal. They know how important he is to that team. He played a huge part in the first championship. If they lose him, it'll be for Carmelo, who, frankly, it really doesn't matter who they get. They're not going to beat Golden State. Kyrie probably gives them the best chance unless they get an overwhelmingly good deal. So he's not going before opening night.
This is Ben, just to do the voice. I think he's going to get traded this offseason. I want him to get traded to the Heat because I think it'd be awesome, and I think they can beat the Blonde.
Really?
Him and Hassan.
What about Dion Waiters?
Him and Hassan. Dion Waiters is nice.
They had a little bit of a
I know. There's two alpha dogs, but it doesn't matter. But my mind tells me that he's going to get traded to the Knicks because that would be also funny because that's just a disaster. Him and
Of course he thinks the world is flat and he wants to be Nick. Like, the guy's messed up.
Could you imagine that pick and roll of Kyrie and Porzingis?
I mean, the Knicks are just a shitstorm. I don't think Kyrie's helping them anytime soon.
I know, but that would be a good offensive team. But
they're
not stopping anybody.
They just got Frank Ntilikina, so I mean.
Yeah, and they signed Tim Hardaway to an insane deal.
I don't know. I personally do not think he's going to get traded at all. I mean, I know the rumors are that he asked the Cavs for a trade, but in reality, the Cavs don't have to do anything. They don't have to trade him if they don't want him, and I don't think they will unless, like you said, Chuck, they find that deal that makes them better. They're not just going to trade an all-star player just because he wants to get traded.
And Dan Gilbert's the pettiest owner in the league, so to see him ship him off to Sacramento would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
Go suffer in Sacramento for the next 3 years, and
I don't believe these rumors that Kyrie feels like he's being overshadowed by LeBron. He took more shots than LeBron during the regular season. He averaged 25 points per game during the regular season. He has 29 in the finals or something like that. He's not in LeBron's shadow. They're teammates.
I don't know. He's in LeBron's shadow. I don't know that.
I mean, LeBron's obviously the best player on the team, but it's not like how LeBron was back in 2007 when he was by far the best player on the team.
I don't know if you saw what Colin Cowherd said on a show a couple weeks ago. He said having a guy like LeBron, just imagine Kyrie Irving, number one recruit in high school, played at Duke, number one overall pick. This is the first time in his entire life he hasn't been the best player on any team. It might be messing with his head, and he needs to prove to himself again that he is great, that he's a great player. So that might be one of the things, whether or not it's smart, it's not smart that he wants to leave LeBron, but that might be in his head. That's what he's thinking.
Yeah. But I feel like part of this wanting to be traded could be Dan Gilbert's fault with the whole GM fiasco. They fired David Griffin right before free agency started, for who knows what reason.
Yeah.
But I feel like once the regular season starts, and obviously the Cavs are a good team, they start winning, I think Kyrie might rethink his decision and eventually change his mind and want to stay.
Was there no pun intended when you said rethink his decision?
I think the Cavs are doomed after this year. I think that's why Kyrie is.
I mean, it all depends if LeBron stays or not, right?
Yeah. He tweeted that he's home in Los Angeles the other day. So he did.
I think Kyrie's leaving. LeBron's even leaving next year,
and then the Cavs are going to be the new Knicks. With Dan Gilbert leading the way.
Or will the Cavs just be the same Cavs?
Probably. The pre-championship case.
All right, I'll ask you this: if LeBron's leaving, where do you think he's going?
The Heat.
Back to the Heat.
With Wade, and Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony, #, banana boat theory.
I think he goes to Philly if he leaves, but I don't think, because it wouldn't make sense to go to LA unless it's for his wife, because that's why Melo stayed in New York when him and Lala were happy together until he cheated on her.
Now
But
it's
Lala
back
was
together,
like,
though.
I love New York.
Are they?
Oh, are they really?
I think so.
Oh, good for Lala and Carmelo. Shout out to Lala.
Yeah, so Lala wanted to be in New York. Carmelo was like, all right, 5-year deal, no trade clause, I'm staying in New York. Like, if LeBron's wife was like, I love our house in LA, love, like, his kids are like, they love LA, stuff like that, he might just be like, all right, I'll spend the rest of my days in LA and, just play out my career there. Or he can be, me, my boy, who I made my agent, and Ben Simmons' agent. He's his little brother. He sees Joel Embiid play 60-plus games, start in the All-Star game. Markelle Fultz looks like the real deal at point guard. Sixers all of a sudden, 6th seed in the East.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Takes them past Boston.
See, I don't think LeBron's gonna be a Sixer after this upcoming season,
agree.
but I could see him definitely come to Philadelphia in his later days, like 37 years old, just to get that one last ring.
Maybe like on a 1-year deal before he retires.
I could see that.
Like Charles Barkley going to the Rockets or something like.
Patrick Ewing, where did he go? He went to like the Hornets or something?
I forget where he went, but he went somewhere like a
Somewhere
King going to the Raptors.
Yeah.
Alan Iverson going to the Nuggets. Like,
Allen Iverson going to the Grizzlies.
to the Grizzlies.
Allen Iverson
And the
going to
Pistons. And the Turkey. And everywhere.
And back to the Sixers.
And then back to the Sixers where he didn't play.
Yeah.
All right, getting back to Kyrie getting traded and possibly for Melo, this kind of leads us in. Is Melo going to get traded this offseason?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he does too.
Yeah.
I can't see anywhere but Houston at this point.
I see it being either the Cavs or Houston.
Yeah, I mean, those are obviously the two big names, but if it doesn't happen this offseason, it's going to happen at some point because the Knicks are going to be bad. They're going to try to get as much as they want. And, I mean, obviously Melo wants out. He wants to play for a winning team. I think it's going to come down to who's looking better and who looks like they're going to have a better chance at winning it all during the season where he ultimately decides where he wants to go. It's funny, though, because Melo kind of has the power to choose where he wants to go with the no-trade clause.
I think Houston makes the most sense.
I think
Cavs
the team
would
would
be
be
cool. I think that team would be really fun
It
to
would be.
watch.
No defense, but I mean...
They wouldn't really win the championship, but I think it would be funny to watch. Cavs also make some sense just because him and LeBron are boys. And Kyrie for Carmelo makes sense, kind of, ish.
If I'm the Cavs, I'd take Kyrie over Melo.
Depending
on what other pieces they get.
I don't know what the full situation is with Kyrie because I'm obviously not in the front office of the Cavs, but if he really wants to go, like that would make sense for them.
Yeah.
It's kind of off topic, but like speaking of Houston, I don't know if you heard JJ Redick turned down more money and more years with Houston
I did
because he didn't want to play with Eric Gordon because they're like the same guy.
Oh, I didn't know that was the.
Yeah,
I never
he
said
said
that.
because Eric Gordon is like the same thing as he is,
Really?
like just
He
a
said
shooter
that?
but younger, and he's like, I might not play as much, so he wants to be a Sixer, and he said he hopes that this turns into like a longer term deal and he can just play out his career.
I like it.
I don't blame him for that. If he wants to start, he wants to start. He's not obviously concerned about winning right now, but I mean, he's got a few years left.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, with all this off-season rumors, let's get into actually what happened this off-season. Who do you think made the best move or had the best off-season in general?
What do you guys want? I need to think about it.
Mine may come as a surprise. Well, it's not going to be a surprise, but my reasoning behind it will be. I think OKC had the best offseason.
Okay.
Mainly because I think it puts them in a position to be a 3 seed in the West, and I think they match up with the Warriors extremely well.
Oh, yeah.
He gives them a very good-
Paul George is going to hopefully try to clamp up KD.
I think like him and Russ. I think Russ can put the lot. Like he showed it last year in the final, conference finals. I think if Paul George can do a like decent job on KD, like Andre Robertson can cover Klay Thompson a bit.
Yeah.
Steven Adams will be a huge factor, but I think it positions them really well to like actually.
Yeah, because he's got the size that the Warriors really don't have, and I think that if they have a weakness, it's size. Even though Draymond Green can play the center position, he's 6'7" at best. But if the small ball is not working for him, then Steven Adams' 6'11" frame is definitely going to help them.
That's really what determines it, but Paul George really closes the margin of error they can have.
Yeah. Adams is more of the X factor really than a game.
Paul George diminishes the amount of contribution he has to have, but he still has to play like he did last year.
Because I'm a stupid cuck, I'm going to say that the Golden State Warriors had the best offseason.
You are.
So they kept, obviously, easy thing. They kept Durant. They gave Curry the contract he's always deserved. They paid him, make him happy. Aisha can go open like a restaurant or something. So she can go do something with some, that $200 million contract Steph's getting. And they kept Iguodala. They kept Livingston. They kept everyone.
They signed Swaggy P. Best signing of the offseason.
They signed Swaggy P. They signed Omri Caspi, who is incredibly. We're going to get to overrated, underrated later. He's not on my underrated, but he's a very good shooter. He just makes them deeper, and no one's going to stop them. If the Thunder even get to them, they'll sweep the Thunder. The Thunder.
I think they'll win 1 or 2.
Yeah, the Thunder will not even get to the Warriors, but if Ben's situation happened, they'll lose in like 4 or 5 games.
The Warriors basically added a bunch of 3-point shooters.
To an already loaded
3-point shooting team,
to the greatest team ever.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to say this when I mentioned 9-point, but the Thunder only lost Oladipo really, and
and Oladipo had a pretty horrible year last year and had a very minimal role in their offense anyway. But they got Paul George to replace him.
I forgot to say that earlier. But.
Anyway, I am going to go with a little bit of a surprise here and say the Nets. I really, really like the Nets.
Like
I like the Nets too.
Because they're going full process mode. They're finally out of their horrible trade with the Celtics, and they will have their first-round pick next year. On top of that, they got D'Angelo Russell. I mean, bit disappointing in his first 2 years, but he showed a lot of promise in the second half of last year. Mm-hmm. And I think he'll develop nicely. He'll finally be able to take over the team. So they got a nice young player. They're going to have their pick. They're assuming going to be bad. And they absorbed like a lot of money in contracts with Allen Crabbe and DeMar Carroll, but they're not going to be paying anybody.
And Margo.
Yeah. They're going to have to pay Russell in 2 years.
I think they still have the second most cap space in the
league. Exactly.
The Sixers.
They remind me of the Sam Hinkie Sixers, except with a bit better roster.
Yeah.
Like D'Angelo Russell's kind of like MCW.
I mean, except like they're nothing alike.
Yeah, except D'Angelo Russell actually might have a future in the NBA. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to have to... The point is, they're not going to have to pay anybody really important for a while.
Yeah.
2 years for D'Angelo Russell, 4 more years for whoever they draft the next year, and then by that time, DeMar Carroll and Allen Crabbe are just going to be history to them.
They also have some nice rookies.
Yeah.
Like Kilpatrick, they have Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
Don't forget Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got a nice jumper. But they got some promise in the future. I mean, obviously they're not going to be any good anytime soon, but trust the process, right?
Trust the process 2.0.
All right. How about we get into the draft? We'll go biggest bust first. Who are you not liking this year?
I can't even pronounce
Lauri Markkanen.
Lauri Markkanen.
That's obviously the big one.
Lauri Markkanen is number 1 on my list. And then the dude from Gonzaga, Zach Collins, he should have stayed like another year or two. He's not ready for the NBA. He's not going to be
Frank Jackson should have stayed. I know
Frank Jackson should have stayed. There's a bunch of...
but they're having a bunch of points.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah.
Isn't Trayvon Duval?
Yeah, Trayvon Duval's going there. But those are my 2 main ones. Zach Collins and Lauri Markkanen are the 2 big busts.
Yeah.
My opinion. Zach Collins isn't so much because Portland has a bunch of other... They're a contender. They have a bunch of other rookies they drafted. Lauri Markkanen is not going to do very well in Chicago.
Lauri Markkanen is not going to be...
He's not really going to be in the NBA that long, in my opinion. It's going to be like a year or 2, and then he's going like the Turkey, back where he came from.
He can shoot threes, but that's basically all he does on the court.
I wish he was drafted by the Mavs so it can be Dirk Jr.
The only way I would not say he's a bust is if he got drafted by the Mavs.
I don't know what to say for bust. The best pick of the draft was Malik Monk at 11.
That was a steal.
Donovan Mitchell's going to be good. And I don't know. I mean, I guess if you want to say bust as in shouldn't have taken this guy, should have taken another guy, I'd say Ntilikina was drafted over Dennis Smith, 154.
Yeah.
That could be the Johnny Flynn to Steph Curry.
Yeah, I think
The Timberwolves did. Or Rubio, because Rubio at least is still in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe Rubio to...
Rubio's at least proved
because Dennis Smith's going to be a beast.
Dennis Smith has a lot more potential. Frank Ntilikina's kind of like a George Hill. Like he's kind of just like a low tier starter. Dennis Smith has the ability to be like
A game
not Derrick Rose pre-injury, but like similar-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe not like MVP
Really
level.
athletic.
Yeah, maybe not like
He shouldn't
MVP
have won
level.
the MVP, but yeah.
That's another topic for another time. I'm not gonna sit here and debate that with you.
Yeah, it's funny because the Cavs added. The Cavs now have the Cavs now have the 2011 MVP and the guy that they gave the 2011 MVP to.
Yeah, no, the Warriors Cavs have the last 7 MVPs on their team.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But it's 4 guys.
I know. Yeah.
All right. My draft bust, I'm going to pick Jonathan Isaac. I mean...
I should have picked Jonathan Isaac.
I think Isaac
he's
is good.
He's got the potential to be like a nice 3-and-D wing power stretch 4, but he's just not explosive. He doesn't really have that much weight to him, so he's not going to be able to really keep his ground in the post. And he's just passive with the ball. There's just nothing really to be excited about with his game, and it's not like he's a great defender or a great scorer. He's just kind of an extra body, and I really don't think he was worth the 6th pick. It's not to say that he's going to fail out of the NBA, but I don't think he's going to be a starter really at any point in his career.
When I watched him play Pitt this year, he didn't really impress me at all.
Yeah.
He's basically, in my opinion, he's kind of like Lloyd Marketing. He's got the body for the NBA, but he's not really gonna live up to it. Kind of like Dante Exum-ish, that kind of drafted player. He looks good on paper, but he's not really gonna do it.
A 35-year-old that plays summer league.
Yeah, that Jonathan Isaac will be in the summer league in the next 4 years. Until Lloyd Marketing, probably.
All right, so we went with bust. Who's your biggest sleeper?
Another ACC guy. I saw him beat my team by 50. Donovan Mitchell.
When I first saw Donovan Mitchell, he was warming up in a tank top, shooting threes from NBA range, and I knew he was a badass, and then I figured out who he was, and he's really fucking good.
He is. I think it'll be something special.
He's going to be A.B. Bradley 2.0.
He was a good replacement for Gordon Hayward, I think.
I would say I really like that one. Another one I'd look for is Luke Kennard. I really like Luke Kennard. I think he's got a quick release. I think it will translate.
He could be what Nick Stauskas was supposed to be.
He reminds me of J.J. Redick. They both went to Duke. They're both shooty white guys.
Yeah, they're both shooty white guys.
I could see him just being a come off the bench shooter.
Yeah.
Malik Monk is also a really good pick.
Mm-hmm.
2 guys that I kind of like that I want to watch out for actually drafted by the same team: Justin Jackson and Harry Giles. Justin Jackson, he's a proven champion. I mean, obviously he doesn't have all the skills to be an elite NBA player, but I think he could develop to a really solid 3-and-D player. He's got the size, he's got the length. And then Harry Giles, this guy was what? The number 1
high school 1 or 2.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
The top 3 the same, basically.
I mean, obviously the knee injuries killed him in college, but I don't know if he'll ever get back to where he was or what he was supposed to be, but the potential's still there, and the Blazers got a steal at 20. And they don't have a power forward, so he could start day 1 if he impresses in preseason. And if he does, he could be a solid defensive player.
I don't know. Harry Giles reminds me of Scal, but I don't like either of them. Justin Jackson, I'm a UNC fan, but he just doesn't really look like an NBA player, so I can't really root for him. Yeah, I like him, but I don't think he's gonna do that well. He's too skinny in my opinion.
He's a little 2K my player, create a player for me, so I can't.
He's too skinny. He's too skinny, and he looks like I made him in like.
He's got the
my
length.
basement in PS4.
Once he goes full-time pro, he could put on some weight.
He just doesn't look like an NBA player to me. Like his face, like I can't imagine him like being like a good, being a good player.
Well, I mean,
But
who else do the Blazers have at wing this year? Mo Harkless.
no,
He's gonna get minutes. He's gonna get minutes, and if
Don't
he gets
disrespect.
minutes,
Do you know what Mo Harkless did last year? He was in his contract.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know this story?
He stopped shooting threes just so he could get his bonus.
I love Mo Harkless.
Yeah.
He like didn't shoot a single three for the last 5 games to stay in the percentage wise, so you can get like $1 million bonus or something stupid.
Ex-Sixer right there.
Yep.
All right.
Traded for Bynum, baby.
And they have Evan Turner as a wing.
Oh, yeah.
Another Ex-Sixer. Anyway,
Just take our trash.
enough about the offseason. Let's get into next year.
All right.
NBA rankings, award predictions. What do you got, Chuck?
Alright, let's start. So there's in no particular order. The West,
No
teams that will make the play. Yeah,
Oh, you don't have an order?
Yeah, because I didn't really, because I'll just do. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go who makes the playoffs on each side, who's in the conference finals on each side, champion. Then I'll do awards.
Okay.
We'll do all of our predictions.
And remember,
awards.
Kyrie's getting traded mid-season. Remember that. That's important for what I'm about to do coming up. You'll like it. All right. So West, Golden State, Houston, San Antonio, or locks. OKC also I think is a lock because they added Paul George in there in the playoffs last year.
Is this in order?
No, it's not.
I think San Antonio might be third.
Can you give me an order?
Sure, I'll give you an order. Sure, I'll go I'll just go in order of what I did. GSW, Houston, San Antonio are the top 3. San Antonio will be 3. Then it'll go OKC. Then it'll go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver 5.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go LAC. I'll go Minnesota 6, Clippers 7, Portland 8. Portland will be 8 again.
Okay.
They're much better with Nurkic. Yeah, that's the right extender guy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
They didn't have him in the playoffs. Not that it mattered against Golden State, but they didn't have him in the playoffs last year. When they added him, they were much better. I think they'll carry over, and they'll more or less secure that 8 seed earlier. In that conference finals will be GSW, San Antonio. Golden State will win, advance to the finals again. In the East, we'll go Celtics getting the 1 seed again. Celtics, Cavs, Toronto top. No, I'll go Washington 3rd because fuck Toronto. Then Toronto will be 4, Miami 5, Milwaukee. No, I'll go Philly 6, Milwaukee 7. Or no, I'll go Charlotte 6, Philly 7, Milwaukee 8.
Bucks all the way to 8.
Yeah, because I don't really think they're that good. I think the East got better. They more or less stayed the same. I think Giannis, although he's really good, I don't think the team around him is good enough to be better than.
I don't know. I like Jabari.
See, they lost Jabari, but
bad.
they're
I'm
also
a fan
going to
of
have
Jabari. They're
Middleton
getting
for
him
the
back.
whole year. See,
Jabari's
Middleton.
coming back.
I mean, Jabari's coming back, but I don't know if he's going to be ready to start the season. Is he?
Yeah.
Jabari's
So
so
I'll go Milwaukee, Charlotte, Philly. Philly will be
Okay.
8.
Okay.
But it'll be really close between the final 4 teams in the conference. Conference finals will be Cavs, Celtics. Cavs win again. Awards.
Don't do what we'll do the
Okay.
predictions first. Then we'll do the awards.
Yeah.
Do you want to go next or me?
Oh, and Warriors beat Cavs in finals.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do East first. My locks. Number 1, I got Celtics, just because LeBron doesn't really play that hard in the regular season.
I mean,
Nah,
25,
he's
8, and
chill.
8 on 54%. First player
I
to
got-
do that. I wouldn't say he's not playing well.
I mean, it was one
I
of
said
the-
hard. I said hard. Okay, I didn't say well.
Statistically, it was one of the best years of his career,
Okay.
and he's
But
32.
besides what you guys are saying, I got Cavs at number 2, Wizards at 3, Bucks at 4, Heat at 5, Raptors at 6, Hornets at 7, Sixers at 8.
Sixers at 8.
Out of that conference, I got LeBron purely because I think the Celtics push it to 6 maybe, but nothing too like crazy like 7. West, I've got Warriors at 1. That's a lock. Spurs at 2. That's a lock. I've been going between OKC and Rockets at 3. I'm deciding on OKC at 3.
Okay.
Rockets at 4. They're both locks. Wolves at 5. Nuggets at 6. Blazers at 7 and Jazz at 8.
I got Warriors.
Jazz at 8.
I got Warriors versus OKC
Jazz suck.
in the conference finals, and I got Warriors versus Cavs in the finals. Warriors winning.
All right, I want to hear quick why you think
Jazz.
They lost their leading scorer
Jazz, I really
and
like
their starting point guard.
They got Ricky Rubio back.
He's not as
They
good
got-
as George Hill.
They're like the
I
same.
agree.
I like Rudy Gobert a lot.
Gobert is their best
I
player.
think Derek
but
Favors is gonna have a huge jump in production.
Everyone said that the past 5
Derek
years.
Favors has been the next big thing for the past
Dude, I don't know. I like
5
them.
or 6
I like
years.
them a lot defensively, just because I think Donovan Mitchell's a really good defender. What was that?
That's really
I think Derek Favors is pretty good. And Joe Ingles is very Joe Ingles is very underrated.
I agree, actually.
Joe Ingles is very underrated. Rudy Gobert, we'll get to this later. He's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt.
I
in
can
my
see
mind.
that easily.
But that's mine. You can go.
All right, I'll start with the East. I'm gonna flip flop on you guys. I'm gonna say Cavs first, Celtics second. I mean, things just change every year. Cavs have been the first seed the past 2 years before last year. Then we got Wizards at 3, and I also like the Bucks at 4. I think Giannis, he's got a next step in his game, and that's the jump shot. Even though they lost Jabari, they didn't have Chris Middleton for the first 4 months of the season last year, something like that. They're going to have him to start the season. Thon Maker's going into his second year. Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon's going into his second
Oh my god.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I saw a tweet.
Although I don't think he should have won, they're both going to get better. I think
Malcolm Brogdon is not gonna get better.
Malcolm Brogdon's 29.
He's gonna stay the same. He's 31. He's past his prime. He's already won an award.
You know, it's funny, I saw a tweet the other day. It was it wasn't really the other day, it was a couple weeks ago. It was Aaron Judge. It was someone tweeted Aaron Judge now won Rookie of the Month for like how it was like
Yeah.
through June. It was like I had won Rookie of the Month all
He's
these
won more
months.
than Malcolm Brogdon.
And someone was just like, "Congratulations to Malcolm Brogdon on winning AL Rookie of the Year."
Yeah, can you believe Malcolm Brogdon didn't win a single Rookie of the Month award? He won it. Okay, you can continue. Sorry, we don't have to talk about Malcolm Brogdon.
Anyway, it's a young team. I think they're all still improving. I like them at the 4 seed. So I got Raptors at 5 then. I think although this is a good team, this has always been a team that's just never been quite good enough, and I think they're just kind of on the downswing of their careers. DeMar DeRozan's still young, but Lowry's on the wrong side of 30. And we all saw how he played in the playoffs last season.
But that's every year.
Yeah.
Not last year. Who else do you have?
I got Sixers at 6. I like this team a lot. They're young. They're going to be
where'd you have?
explosive if they stay healthy.
That's it.
If they stay healthy, they're a 6 seed. I got Heat at 7. Although they had a great second half of the year, I don't see them continuing that hot streak as much throughout the year.
I hate it at 5.
I think that they're still going to be good. They're going to be a playoff team, obviously, but they're not going to be as good as they were as in the second half of the year. And then I have the Hornets at 8. I really like the Kemba Walker, Dwight Howard.
I do too. I have him at
So,
7. I like Dwight Howard. I like him, Nicholas Batum, Kemba Walker. I like
Nicholas
that team.
Batum.
I like that team as a.
I heard Toby's Batum for the green
I
light.
have heard that too. I don't agree with it. Whoever tweeted that, I will beef with you another day. Awards. Chuck, you can go.
I'm not done. I got the West.
Oh.
Out of
My
the
bad.
East, I'll say Cavaliers again. Pretty obvious
Safe.
choice, yeah.
Safe bad.
In the West, obviously you got Warriors 1. I really like Chris Paul and Mike and James Harden, obviously, and D'Antoni's system. I think that's going to be a really fun team to watch. Spurs at 3. Aldridge and Pau Gasol are getting older, so is Tony Parker, and he's going to be out for a while. Thunder at 4. I got the Timberwolves at 5. I don't think they're going to be quite as good as the Thunder. Too much of a roster shakeup. They don't really have much of a perimeter threat. I like the Nuggets at 6. Trailblazers at 7, and I think the Pelicans are going to be a sleeper to beat out the Clippers
the
for the 8
Boogie
seeds.
guys.
Here's my
My
problem
Boogie
with
guy.
that. Here's my problem with that pick. Boogie is never going to make the playoffs in this career. He's
That's just a bad take. He's been stuck on Sacramento for how many years?
He's a cancer.
He's not a cancer.
Look at Sacramento. I love Sacramento after they got out of them. They look really good. I like what they're doing without Boogie. Like, look at they
They
changed immediately.
needed to move on from Boogie. But Boogie is gonna make the playoffs this year with Anthony Davis. They didn't play
Okay.
great together.
Cousins.
Okay.
They didn't play great together at the end of last year. But
They're
I
not
mean,
going to play great together this year.
when you have two twin towers like that who demand the ball in the post, it's kind of hard to figure out what's the offense. But they have a whole offseason to really learn how to play with each other. And I think they're going to take a nice step forward because I just don't see the Clippers making the playoffs.
I don't see the Pelicans making it, but I really like the Rajon Rondo signing.
But they have Drew Holiday too.
See, I get the Cousins, I get the rationale there, but outside of those three, they don't have an NBA roster. They have like Etwan Moore starting. That guy's bad.
That's why I like the Jazz. I think the Jazz are well coached.
The Jazz are really terrible.
I think the Jazz are well coached.
I would take the Clippers over the Jazz for the 8th seed.
I'm not gonna. That will be a late.
I'm still taking the Pelicans over the
That'll be
seed.
for your
They have 2 top 15 players.
Okay.
And a good.
Let's do
point guard.
awards. We'll discuss because I'm going to discuss this in the over under. So
All right. Let's hear your
awards.
awards.
All right, I'll start. Remember, Kyrie's getting traded. LeBron's winning his 5th MVP this season. He should have been top 3 MVP voting this year. The fact that he averages 25, 8, and 8 on 54%, nobody's done that in the history of the NBA, and he's not even top 3, shows what the entire media thinks about LeBron James. They demand so much from this guy that he averages something like that, and it's not even considered a top 3 MVP candidate. That wins the MVP many other years. And this year he's going to be on a mission. Steph doing his mocking him. Kyrie egging him on.
He deserves the mocking.
He's going to
be. Video.
Steph Curry gets away. Steph Curry gets away with mocking. Steph Curry gets away with so much. LeBron's going to come out pissed off he's winning MVP this year. Rookie of the year is going to be Lonzo Ball. I don't think he's going to be the best rookie, but I think that Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz will split votes. Ben Simmons is going to be better than Fultz. But Fultz will get enough votes that it'll affect how many Simmons gets, and Ball will win. What else is there? 6 man.
Depot.
Depoy, 6th man.
I really didn't think about this at all. I'll say Nick Young because I think that'd be really fun if he wants to.
That would be if Nick Young wins 6th man of the year. I'm buying a Nick Young Golden State jersey. It's a swaggy feeling.
Yeah. Maybe
that says like 6th man.
Maybe Eric Gordon repeats. I don't know. Where did Lou Williams go?
He's on the Clippers.
He's part of the Chris Paul trade.
Do you want me to go?
No. Coach of the year this year will go to
Terry Stotts.
You know what? I might. Is that really who you have?
Is that who you have? I picked him to win Coach of the Year one year.
I like the Blazers.
I
like Terry Stotts.
I'll go Brett Brown. I'll give Brett Brown.
That's
I
a
like
good
it.
thing. If the Sixers make the playoffs,
Even if they're 8th seed, I think it'll be enough to give him Coach of the Year. Most improved.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's such a hard award to pick.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You missed defensive, but
defensive.
There's 3 main candidates every year. Rudy, Draymond,
I'll go
Kawhi.
Okay. He snubbed this last year.
Draymond Green deserved that.
He
He deserved it past 2 years too.
And MVP, usually LeBron's the sensible option. I never really pick him just because I'm a LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater.
He is a LeBron hater.
I
Don't
just like because everybody else loves him so much. I
Not
like to
everyone else does.
beat
It's
him
not
up and out.
50-50. Everyone who loves LeBron says that everyone hates LeBron.
So-
Everyone who hates LeBron says everyone loves LeBron. It's really 50-50.
So just hear me out. My MVP is Kawhi Leonard. I think that LaMarcus Aldridge is going to not be very good this year. I think Pau Gasol is going to be very bad this year, and I think Tony Parker is going to make a huge step down this year. So he's really going to be the only player.
He's gonna be out for most of the year too.
So
Actually,
I have Kawhi. Depot, I like Rudy Gobert just because his team is going to rely on him a lot on the defensive end. Rookie of the year, I love Lonzo Ball. Pretty much the same reason Chuck said. Ben Simmons and Fultz are going to win votes. I still think he would get it even if Simmons and Fultz were on separate teams, just because I think he's going to have a huge impact. Coach of the year, I really love the Heat. So I picked Eric Spoelstra.
It's funny how has he
Dion most improved.
Yes, Dion Waiters is also my most improved player, just because I love the Heat. They're my 5th seed actually in the East. They were almost my 4th, but I picked the Bucks ahead of them. 6th man of the year, I picked Darius Saric.
Ooh, okay.
like
Just
it.
to keep one of the Sixers in the end.
Yeah, the bullshit Sixers fans that boo Covington say Sarge is going to start. Well, fuck you guys. I don't care that curse a lot on this shit thing.
on this fucking terrible podcast. Okay, you can go.
All right. My MVP, I'm going to agree with Chuck on this one. I think LeBron's time to win another one is running out. And I think he's coming out pissed off this year. I think he's not liking these Kyrie trade rumors. He's upset that he lost the finals. He's upset that he got snubbed as a top 3 candidate last year. He's coming out. He's going to score a lot this year. And he's going to win his 5th MVP.
Yep.
I
Jordan.
also think the Cavaliers aren't going to coast this year like they did last year. They will to a point, but I think they're going to be more than just a 51 win team. I think they're going to come out and they're going to be much better than everybody else in that conference.
It's hard when your
during the
coach.
regular season.
It's hard when your coach is really bad.
Ty Lue's not a bad coach.
I mean, most of LeBron's coaches are bad because LeBron usually does most of the work as a coach.
Okay.
There's a reason most of his coaches get fired after he leaves.
Defensive
Besides Eric
Defensive Player of the Year, I like the Rudy Gobert pick. I'm going to go with him. Most Improved Player, I'm going to go with Joshwante Murray.
Do you want to say his name?
You know what? I will bet you that he does not win that award.
That's my sleeper pick.
Because you'll be sleeping a while.
Hibernation.
He's gonna be.
That's like 5 years in the future.
I think he's gonna be starting for the Spurs this year. I know that they still have Patty Mills, right? Or did he go?
They have Patty Mills and Tony Parker, pal.
Tony Parker's gonna be out for a good part of the year. I like Patty Mills off the bench. I think he's a good 3-point scorer off the bench.
Why didn't you just pick Mills if he's gonna be out a lot of the year?
Well, you know,
I think Murray's gonna be starting.
Oh.
They like Murray in San Antonio. He's a 6'6".
I think he's nice.
He's a 6'6" point guard. He's got athleticism.
I love him.
Like Ben said, Aldridge and Gasol are on the decline. They don't produce as much on the offensive side of the ball as they used to. So really, you're really just looking at Kawhi on that team. I think Murray's going to really step it up. Even if he's not starting day one, I think he'll start it at some point in this season, even if Parker comes back, because Parker's 33, 34. Yeah. So yeah, that's my sleeper candidate. 6 man I didn't really think about.
Swaggy for 6 man.
I'm gonna say Tyler Johnson from Miami.
Okay.
I like him. He had a good year last year. He's still young, still improving. What am I missing? Coach of the Year. I'm gonna say if the Rockets win 60 games this year, which I think they have a good.
Wait, who won Coach of the Year this past year?
Rockets. What's his name?
Oh, D'Antoni.
Yeah, D'Antoni.
So
back to back.
I like D'Antoni.
Like Steve Nash, like his MVP, Steve Nash.
Will they raise a banner for D'Antoni?
I'll go next to Hakeem's retired number.
Yeah.
And then Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. Ben Simmons has a potential to have a huge rookie year, and if he does, obviously he'll win it. But Lonzo is the entire Lakers team is going through Lonzo, so I just don't see anybody else winning it other than Lonzo, unless Simmons has that monster rookie year.
Ooh, another guy I could see winning coach. I have no idea what his name is. Nuggets coach.
It's Mike Malone.
Yeah,
I could see him winning that. I like the Nuggets a lot just because they added Paul Millsap, who does exactly what they do. They just pass and do backdoor cuts. They'll like a 7th grade travel team.
Very good fit.
Like a 7th grade travel team that just cuts and shoots threes.
Actually, I'm gonna change another sleeper for most improved player, Jamal Murray. He could have a really.
He could. He got.
Or
I don't know how.
or Gary Harris. Both
I don't know how Murray.
I could see Gary Harris winning it.
Yeah.
I really like Gary Harris.
I don't know how Murray didn't make an all-rookie. He was clearly one of the top 10 rookies.
He was in like NBA.com's rookie ladder. Like he was like 4 or 5 or something.
Okay.
All right.
So what do you want to do first? Over or underrated, or get to a debate? Because I really want to debate this thing.
Save the debate for last. We're gonna get to our over.
Well, we're gonna be debating this.
We're gonna get to we're at our over under segment, and here at Courtside, the over under. Anything that starts with over, anything that starts with under, we're gonna talk about it today. We're just gonna start with overrated, underrated. Who's your top 3 overrated players? Who's your top 3 underrated players in the league? Chuck, I want to hear from you first.
Overrated. I love this guy. He's going to be a really good player in the league. But as of today, where people are ranking him, way too high.
I know who
Carl
this
Anthony
is.
Towns. He's so, like, you can't be a top, like, people are having him top 15, top 10. You can't be a top 15 or top 10 player and win 31 games. Like, you can't lead your team to I don't care if you're in the West. I don't
Davis
care.
did it.
He in his second year, he was in the and in one of his first,
Actually, yeah, he was in. Sorry, I forgot.
He
He was
needs to improve defensively.
I think he's a good
Carl Anthony Towns this past season had the worst defensive real plus minus in the entire NBA. You know who that's behind? That's behind Jahlil Okafor, who is the worst player in the NBA. That is so like.
I don't know. Cameron Payne's pretty bad.
One, it's a two-part.
Cameron, oh my god,
he's just dancing.
Cameron Payne lost all value once he left the Thunder. Like when he can't do the dances.
His only value was dance, buddy.
Yeah, so it's There's two problems here. It's one, he's really shitty on defense. Two, they're having him play out of position. He's not a center. He is a power forward.
I agree completely.
You put a center next to him. I've always believed that if you put, I'm getting ahead of myself here. We'll get to this in the underrated. You'll see who I'm going with. But I believe if you put Nerlens Noel at center next to him, that front line is incredibly good defensively.
I think they should just put Gordon.
He's still a free agent too. I don't. Nobody signed him.
If you put Jang at center,
I think it's just put Jang. Sounds so powerful.
Yeah.
Like
Carl Towns is athletic enough to get out and guard fours on the perimeter. Why not just have him do that? He's not really a rim protector. They're playing him out of position. It's hurting him. It's hurting Andrew Wiggins is a bad defender as is. He should be much better. Another overrated guy I have is Kyrie Irving. He is, I don't know, I feel like one of you guys may have had him on overrated too, just the way you guys have talked about him.
Yeah, you think?
I already know he is. He was not mine.
Kyrie is a really good scorer. He's a really good ISO scorer, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else well. Not a good passer, not a good defender. He's not going to make anyone else better. When the past 2 years, or since March of 2016, the Cavs are 1-13 when LeBron doesn't play, and you're trying to tell me he's one of the best point guards in the NBA.
And he wants to go lead a team.
And he wants to go lead. What is he going to lead them to? The 13th best record in a conference?
How many wins did the Cavaliers have before LeBron came? 33.
They were the number one pick twice.
Exactly. That.
One of them was to get Irving, but yeah, they were bad twice. And the last one to me is Nikola Jokic, another guy I think is a good player, but a guy that everyone is getting way too hyped on way too quickly. He's fine. It's probably also because I follow a lot of Nuggets guys on Twitter because of the guy who hired me at Real Ball Insiders to. He's a Nuggets guy, but they put him in front of Joel Embiid. I saw a tweet. It was Carl Towns' 2K rating, and someone replied he was like a 91, I think. He's like, so is Jokic gonna be a 92? No, he's not better than Towns.
If you think
he's
that
fine.
Embiid,
he's a good player. He's one of the top centers in the West because he's not. That's the way
if you think. He is better than Embiid, Towns. I can't he's not better than Embiid.
I would put him in the tier of DeAndre Jordan. They're good, but they're not
they're not going to change your franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah. If Embiid didn't play 31 games, no one would really have that opinion. But it's Nuggets fans, and fan is short for fanatic, that think that Nikola Jokic is better than Joel Embiid and Carl Anthony Towns when they're just not.
I know Embiid only played 31 games, but for those 31 games, he was the best defensive player in the NBA.
He was one of the best offensive players in the league.
He was averaging 20 and 8 on.
He was averaging in 36 minutes, and he only played 25 minutes.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah. All the criticism towards Embiid for playing 31 games is valid, but people sleep on
his talent,
and his potential.
He has if he played all games, he would have been he already has the talent.
He's still getting better
23.
Too. Yeah.
He would have just graduated. Should I do underrated? You guys can do overrated.
Yeah, let's do all overrated first.
All right. Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
My first overrated is Blake Griffin.
I
Blake Griffin is basically a volleyball player playing basketball. His one accolade is jumping over a card, and after that, the whole world just like thought he was the best player. He is not that good.
He's been injured the past
He
2 years.
is not good. I would pick like Paul Millsap over Blake Griffin.
That's not really an outlandish statement.
I would pick Dario. So I would pick.
That's an outlandish statement.
I like. There's so many power forwards I'd pick over him. Kyle Lowry is very overrated.
In the
He
playoffs.
doesn't show up in the playoffs. He's not even. He's like chubby-ish. He's short.
He's skinny fat.
He's not even. He's not skinny. He's not skinny. He's chunky.
He's chunky.
I put DeMar DeRozan. It's really just the whole Raptors lineup that's
DeMar
overrated.
DeRozan is a good player.
I don't really mean DeMar. I couldn't really think of a third off the top of my head. It's really just the whole Raptors team is overrated. I get like Jonas Valanciunas is overrated. Kyle Lowry's overrated, as I said previously. Serge Ibaka's a bit overrated. Maybe a real third one like Aaron Gordon, maybe overrated. Those are my mainly two. Blake Griffin and Kyle Lowry are my hugely overrated. Just because I hate both of them because they haven't really done anything, in my opinion. Both of them started an All-Star game somehow, unbeknownst to me. I'm not sure who voted them into the starting lineup, but I know I did.
Toronto. All of Canada did.
Good job, Drake.
Yeah. Way to get the hashtag going, Drake.
Somehow these two like imbeciles started an All-Star game, but Joel Embiid didn't start this year.
Both Drake and the Raptors have been on a steady decline for the past couple years. Drake's Raptor was way better than everything else he's put out since then.
Yeah, basically.
There was a whole Toronto wave, but it's passed.
6-1-0 is gone. Oh, not the 6.
The six.
The
The
six.
6-1-0.
Anyway, my overrated. Anybody who follows Courtside already
I
knows.
thought you were gonna call out all of your fans for a second. I was like, Jesus. You're gonna say everyone that follows
No.
Everyone.
Also, I should put Kyrie there as overrated.
All right,
'cause
all
he
right.
is overrated.
Anyone who follows my account knows that I think Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson are the two most overrated.
Klay
players
Thompson's not
in the
overrated.
NBA.
That's so terrible.
Clay, not so much as Kyrie anymore.
my
Kyrie,
God.
for the same exact
Thank
reason
God.
that Chuck said, he can score, but that's it. He's not better than Damian Lillard. He's not better than Isaiah Thomas. And you want to know why? He just doesn't score as much as them.
what?
And for people who say, "Oh, but he plays with LeBron. If he was the first option on the team, he'd be better." He's actually gotten better since LeBron has arrived in Cleveland. Like, his numbers across the board have gone up. He still doesn't score as much as Damian Lillard and Isaiah Thomas. And the difference between them is the offense goes through Lillard. The offense goes through Thomas. The offense in Cleveland goes through LeBron. Second, Klay Thompson. He may be the greatest 3-and-D player of all time, but he should. But it doesn't mean he's not. It doesn't mean he's not overrated. He's made the past 2 All-Star games over Lillard, a guy who's averaging 27 points per game on a playoff team, a guy who dropped 60-something on the Warriors.
On 11 dribbles. And 11 dribbles.
11. No. I'm talking Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard's insane.
Lillard, and I'll get to Lillard later. Lillard dropped 60 on Klay Thompson. So
Chill.
just saying. Just saying.
You just said the best player ever.
Lillard led the Blazers to be the first team to beat the Warriors twice
Okay.
in their 73-9 season.
That's because they're built. They are like a poor
Anyway.
Anyway.
2016, Klay Thompson also made an All-NBA
He deserved
team
it.
over James Harden.
He deserved it.
Well,
James
Harden
Harden
was on the
was
8th team.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter.
They won 73 games. You better give them 3 All-NBA players.
No. Harden is a
No.
Harden
told last team to
Harden's
run an
the
8th seed?
Harden is
Oh my God.
Harden is a better player. There's no denying.
You cannot give him an All-NBA
His
team.
statistics were better. He was on a playoff team. He led a playoff team.
He was on the borderline playoff team.
The offense went through Harden. He deserved an All-NBA team.
Look,
over
if you
Klay.
want to be fair about it,
Yeah.
have him make it over someone else. Clay deserved to be on.
You
the
cannot say
James
deserve
Harden-
over Klay Thompson when the year before
Klay
they were like a
Thompson-
2 seed or 3
Klay
seed.
Thompson does not create for himself. And that's a fact. That's a fact. 75% of his shots were assisted on. 96% of his three-point shots were assisted on. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and you're going to give the ball and he's going to create shots. He's
Maybe
just
because he
someone,
plays next to two guys that go out there and
Do you
create
want
shots.
to do
that.
you want to do underrated right now?
Hold on.
Kill him, courtside baller. Kill him.
I love Klay Thompson.
one last blurb on Klay Thompson.
One last blurb.
What was I going to say?
You forgot this bit of rage.
You're not wrong.
Of all the guys in the
Okay,
league,
Chuck, do your
But
underrated.
I got one more overrated.
Dude.
This last one's a little bit of a surprise. I'm going to say Paul George. And you know why? If Paul George was the top 15, top 10 player that everybody thinks he is, he would have led the Pacers to better than just a 41-42 win season. And he wasn't on a bad team either. He had Jeff Teague with him. He had CJ Miles, who's a solid role player. He had
That's the third guy you listed. CJ
I'm
Miles.
getting through the
The
roster.
third guy you named was CJ Miles.
All right, I'm getting there. But they also had Miles
I should have
Turner.
put him as overrated too, Miles Turner.
Overrated. He's a good defender. He can score. He's explosive.
He's a pretty good player. Centers in the East are going to be legit in the next couple
Um,
years. Centers in general are going to be legit.
I like the trend. It was a very guard driven league in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. But I think it's getting back to being a power forward center driven league, which I like.
Underrated?
Sure, go.
Alright, I'm going to try to make this quick. First, Tony Allen. Is on. He's not even on the team. He made all defensive second team. He has to be signed. He's underrated by the league. And same goes with this guy.
I thought it was overrated. Sorry when you
No,
said
underrated.
okay, I agree with you completely.
And then second is Nerlens Noel, who's also not on a team. His rookie season, he led the pitiful Philadelphia 76ers to a top 10 defensive unit.
Yeah.
Then he became like the first player since David Robinson, first rookie since David Robinson to get 100 steals and 100 blocks in an NBA season. The guy's a defensive force. He's got to be on an NBA team. You can see what he did for the Mavericks. That team got a lot better. They made a legit push for the playoffs. Like, they were really bad. They acquire him, make a legit push for the playoffs. When he's with every time he played with the Sixers, they were a top 10 defense. Rotating him and Embiid out, top 10 defense in the NBA. He's got to be on an NBA team.
They get like catch consideration.
I think all it is teams aren't going after him because he's a restricted free agent.
I think they know the Mavs are just gonna get him.
And I think the Mavs will give him a max contract if somebody else offers him one. And I think all the other teams know that. It's just the Mavs are trying to get him for cheaper. But Nerlens knows he's a max contract type player.
Okay, so my underrated. I like Chuck's just because they were a bit my players are a bit more notable just because they've made like All-Stars and stuff. Well, one of them has, two of them has. First, Mike Conley, never made an All-Star. I think he's the best player on the Grizzlies now. Well, actually, he's second best, first best. I'm not sure. I think he's a top 8 point guard in the league. I think he's better than Kyle Lowry. I think he's better than Kemba Walker. I think he's better than Kyrie Irving, honestly. Second, another Grizzly, Marc Gasol. I think he's been the top center in the league for the past like 2 or 3 years.
Marc Gasol, the top center.
I think he's been the best center in the league the last 2 or 3 years. Maybe not this year, just because there's a lot of young centers coming up.
Okay.
But like last year, he was the best center.
He's certainly been consistent.
I think he was the best center in the league for like a good 3 years. Like I think he was better than Boogie.
He did win I wouldn't go as far as calling him best center in the league, but I mean, he did. Boogie is the best center in the league.
I thought like when Boogie was with the Kings, just because of the whole turmoil there, I thought Marc Gasol was his numbers didn't say it, but I thought his impact on the game.
Yeah. Marc Gasol is more of like a kind of.
I'm a really big Marc Gasol fan.
Yeah, he's a glue guy. He does a lot to help you win.
Yeah, so Marc Gasol. And then my third.
Ooh, I like that, Marc Gasol.
Yeah, I was saying I thought he's been the best center in the league for like a good 3-year stretch, and nobody really cares just because his stats aren't that great.
Nobody really cares.
No, just because he's been averaging like 19 and like 8 as a center, which doesn't
He
seem
can
that
shoot the
good.
3 now?
But his impact on the game is crazy good. I also said Conley.
Yeah. He's been so underrated the past couple years that he's now just properly.
I said he's like a
That's
top
my
8 point guard.
philosophy on
My third is Rajon Rondo.
Oh my god.
No.
I mean, look at the impact he had on the Bulls in the postseason. They were up 2-0 and he gets injured.
Have you ever
Look at
just
the
thought,
impact he's
have you
had
ever
on the
just-
other teams during the
Have
past.
you ever just thought the Celtics were just a real shit number 1 seed?
Do you remember how he just like destroyed the Mavericks?
Rajon Rondo's a weak underrated pick. I really like Rajon Rondo. The only way the Pelicans make the playoffs is if Rondo starts, which I know they won't because the Pelicans are an idiot franchise. Because they're going to start Drew Holiday for some reason. But I think Rajon Rondo's really good. I think he's underrated. He brings a lot to the table. Leadership, defense, a good IQ. Very good IQ, actually.
Shit attitude.
Yeah, pretty well. It depends on the coach. I mean, Rick
He did well with
him,
Doc Rivers.
him and Rick Carlisle weren't really meant for each other. Rick Carlisle is kind of a Greg Pop type. He's a poor
Yeah,
man
he's
Greg
a
Pop.
controlling coach.
He has a lot of systems and stuff. Rondo's more of a freelance, like just give me a few plays, let me call him.
I think Rondo would make a good coach.
Rondo will be a very stubborn coach.
He would be a stubborn coach, but he knows how
that
to
hates good
I think
players.
He knows how to run it off.
He won't be a good coach. He'd be like a good assistant.
I said
maybe.
I didn't say head coach. He knows how to run an offense.
Maybe like a good high school coach.
He can go back to Kentucky and ask Calipari for a job.
Yeah, he can be Calipari's assistant coach. Then when he retires, he'll take over.
Yeah.
All right, you done?
I'm
All right.
ready, baby.
I'm gonna backtrack for a sec because I got cut off on my Paul George argument.
Go for it.
He played with Miles Turner, Thad Young, C.J. Miles, Lance Stevenson was back, Jeff Teague, Monte Ellis. Like, this wasn't like a bad team.
They were the most.
And if he-
That's the most.
I was about to say the all average.
That's the most average squad I've ever heard.
If
come off the
Paul,
bench.
Paul George, you telling me is top 15, top 10 player potentially, that's more than a 42-win team.
That's the most.
I can actually vouch for him being a little overrated because I did have him in fantasy and he wasn't really that great.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be better.
Listen, Paul George.
His
He's a good
for
player.
6'9", his rebound numbers are low. He doesn't really get that many assists. Ever since his horrible leg injury,
Listen,
he just his defensive abilities just weren't as good as they used to be.
Paul George, coach isn't very good. They fired Frank Vogel for some reason, who was a great coach, and hired like Nate McMillan. I don't even know where he was before.
Right.
And he's with the complete 500 squad. You can do under it.
All right,
Yeah, he lost Frank Vogel.
so I'm gonna get into underrated.
Lance Stevenson.
My most underrated player is Damian Lillard.
I like it.
He's been getting he was an all-star to start his career, and he has been progressively getting better and better and better each year he's been in the league, but people have seemed to forget about him more and more and more.
Maybe
That's why I
like
think
a
he's
shitload of good
underrated.
guards in the West.
Yeah, the only reason
It's
he's
true,
underrated is just because of
but
the
he
guard level in the West.
He should have made at least the All-Star game over Clay. He's a better player than Clay.
Oh my god. They're equal. Actually, Damian Lillard may be like.
Yeah, Lillard. Okay, Lillard's better than Clay, but I don't know if that means
He should make the
that-
All-Star.
like LeBron's better than Westbrook, Harden, and Kawhi, but that doesn't mean he should have won MVP last year.
If you look at their seasons last year, though, Klay Thompson.
All right, no, I agree. Lillard should have made the. I'm just saying, just in
Okay.
general.
Yeah.
All right, my next underrated guy. I got.
I
I got.
I can't believe you pulled that out of your ass.
can't believe I said Rajon.
You know, Nate Robinson.
I'm still.
God, you know.
I'm still thinking about that. Tony actually said Tony Allen. No.
I got the other Pelicans guard, Drew Holiday.
Oh my god.
Holiday was an all-star at one point, given the
Oh.
hold on, I was just
That's
about to
probably
say-
the worst All-Star selection.
Shut up!
ever.
I was just about to say,
Give him
if
a
you,
hit.
if you would let me talk, I was just about to say there were a lot of injuries that year, but
A lot.
an all-star is an all-star.
Every guy in the East was injured besides Drew Holiday.
Okay. Second, though,
That's the most bullshit all-star.
he's got a good jump
ever.
shot. He's athletic. He can get to the rim. He's a great defender. He's got size for the point guard spot.
Great defender.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue, sorry.
And he consistently, I know he's went through a lot of injuries, and I know he's had stress fractures, and that's kind of hindered him, but people have kind of forgotten about him and how good he actually is because of those injuries. And if he stays healthy this year with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, I think they're going to have a good year.
Let me put
I
it
should
this
like
way.
that under.
Let me put it this way.
Skip.
Drew Holiday reminds me a lot of Ty Lawson, but like a few inches taller. They're both like look good on paper, but they're both,
Drew Holiday's good.
but they're both ass in reality.
Ty Lawson used to be good. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Drew Holiday used to be kind of good.
And
Now
then
he's
my
ass.
third one, I'm tossed up between Boogie and Embiid. Boogie because he,
Boogie underrated.
What? Boogie's not underrated.
hold on, I'm getting there. Now, just listen to me.
I can't wait to hear
Boogie,
this.
if he had played on a winning team, if he had played on a team with talent around him and
Oh my
made the
God.
playoffs like a few years, we'd be talking about him being a top 5.
Listen, Boogie.
He's averaging 25 and 12 year in and year out. He's a solid defender. He gets at least 1.5 blocks a
And at least,
game,
like, one
and
technical
at
a
least
game.
a 1 steal per game. He's got his technical problems.
He's the biggest
But
goon there
he
is.
is a statistical monster. He has a 3-point shot. He just hasn't played on a good team. He hasn't played in a good
He's had like the
organization.
same supporting cast as Paul George.
I'm telling you, if he
I'm alright.
no, the Kings are much worse than the Pacers. I'm telling you, if he has played on a good team with a good point guard, I know he had Rondo that one year.
And now he's Holiday.
No, oh yeah, now he so
And
he's got Holiday. He's got Holiday this year.
And Rondo.
I think.
Oh my god, Rondo again. It's Rondo again. I didn't even
But
know
if
that.
the Kings had an NBA satisfactory team that we'd be talking about, he's a top 5 player.
I would
Like,
never.
his stats resemble a top 5 player.
Never in my life will I ever say DeMarcus
So-
Cousins is a top 5 player.
So,
Even top
and then-
wait.
And then as far as Embiid, like we said, 31
Yeah.
games, but
he didn't make
defensive
an All-Star
freak.
game.
He should have been an All-Star.
He should have started in the All-Star
If
game.
he played at more than 31 games, he'd have been Rookie of the Year. He still should have been Rookie of
If
the
he
Year.
played 10 more games, he would have won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So you think Cousins is a top 5 player then?
I don't think he is because he hasn't played
Because
for
he
a
hasn't made the
winning team.
playoffs.
But
I have him. If you check the courtside top 25 that
What do you have,
Dick
Matt?
Riders don't want you to see,
Dick Riders don't.
What do you have now? Do you have him in the top 10?
I have him at 11.
Oh,
or
thank
12.
God. If you had him in the top
No.
10, I would have been pissed off.
I don't because he hasn't played.
Yeah,
for
I
the
thought
team.
you were gonna say that. No, not Embiid, Cousins.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were gonna argue him being in the top 5, and I wanted to see what your top 5 would be
With Cousins?
because
Yeah.
what it seemed like you were saying was if he's been on this winning team, he's top 5.
If
So it sounds
Cousins-
like you're saying he's top 5. He just needs to be on that winning team for everyone else to be
he
like, he's
needs
top 5.
he needs to prove to me that he's capable of winning because right now, like Ben said, that he's a cancer on the team. Like I don't personally. Like I don't see it. I like his attitude. He's a bit of
What?
a thug. He's a bit of a thug out there, but
I like his
mean,
attitude.
I like his
He
attitude.
gets ejected like every other game.
Yeah, you're stretching a little too far, but he's mean on the court, okay?
Well,
And
he-
I like that
honestly,
because
He's a killer.
yeah, exactly.
Do you
Like,
know
oh,
what I think about DeMarcus Cousins? He
What?
is the biggest wannabe goon there is in the NBA.
No, that's
He
right.
acts tough, but do you know what happens when somebody comes to his face, like a David West or Zach Randolph?
He almost
He
throws-
shies away.
He
throws
almost
punches.
punched the shit out of Steven Adams. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he. I
DeMar-
really wish
Do you know
he
what
could
happened?
unload it
DeMar-
on-
Do you know if what would happen if he went
DeMarcus
at
Cousins,
his
I think it's fair
alumni?
to say, is probably. I mean, if you still count Reggie Evans, the second scariest player. In the
Reggie
NBA.
Dude, Steven Adams is pretty scary now.
Reggie Evans back in the day was like the
Reggie
best
Evans.
dude.
Reggie Evans was
I mean,
very scary.
But what if. I feel like the majority of fans consider Cousins the best center in the NBA.
I do.
Who do you think's the best center in the NBA?
I don't know.
Because until Embiid plays more than 31 games, not him. It's DeMarcus Cousins.
I'm never gonna say he's the best in the league just because he's a goon, a wannabe goon, I should say.
Then who's better than him?
Who's the best?
Go Anthony Towns, Jokic, Jordan.
I wouldn't say.
You're just gonna name.
I wouldn't say Towns. I wouldn't say.
Marcus
Hold
Gasol.
on. I wouldn't say Towns yet either because they put up similar numbers, but Towns has only been around for 2 years and he hasn't really done anything in terms of like wins yet.
He's been around 2 years. DeMarcus Cousins had like 6 years.
Exactly. DeMarcus Cousins has been doing what Towns has been doing, but for longer.
Yeah, but Cousins hasn't gotten to the playoffs.
Neither has Towns.
He's
That's
only
what I'm
been here
saying.
for 2 years.
You can't just penalize Cousins, but not penalize the Towns.
I can penalize Towns when he's not gone to the playoffs in the
Towns this year, this upcoming year, is already playing with a more talented roster than Cousins ever.
Yeah,
played.
that's true.
Yeah. I think Towns last year has already played with a more talented team.
I don't know.
Rubio, Levine, for half the year at least. Wiggins.
Levine is.
I don't know. You could definitely argue it.
Like,
You could definitely argue
Because
it.
can argue
the
it. I
Kings
don't
have been
think
shit
it is,
for like the
Yeah,
best
they've been
decade.
really bad.
I don't know that one
Depends what you
lineup.
think of Tyreek Evans.
That one lineup with Rajon
He had one or two
Rondo,
good years there, but he declined heavily.
With
See, you got
Rondo-
Rondo off the bench.
with Rondo, Rudy Gay, DeMarcus Cousins, Reggie Evans.
Willie Cauley Stein
All
off
right.
the bench.
That was a squad.
All right,
Here we go, baby.
here we go.
You ready?
Prime time.
This,
We got
This
it.
is the moment, UFC fans. This is the
Around
moment.
the
105 into the podcast. Final segment.
Final segment. We have our great debate. Michael Jordan,
On one side,
the GOAT,
Ben Pound
versus
representing Michael
LeBron,
Jordan.
the King James. We
I'm
got
representing
Chuck
LeBron,
Scalise
baby.
over
The
here
King, baby.
I don't know who you're representing.
representing the King. We got Ben Payok over here representing Jordan. I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as I can and mediate between them. But just so you know, I still have Jordan as my number one.
Alright, are we
When
still
I-
on courtside? All your followers
I
now?
saw on
Are they
courtside.
still on courtside
There's-
tonight?
If you saw me on courtside, you know that Jordan's still my number one, but LeBron is my number two.
Look at all my Jordan stats.
But it's close. It's close. And
Ben's
I-
going first, right? Because I want to hear everything he has to say.
I'll let Ben go first.
Okay.
You're going first.
So-
just give me all your bullshit.
All right,
man.
hold on. Let me count down. 3, 2,
All right,
1.
let's do this.
So Jordan, it's disgraceful even to bring up LeBron's name next to Jordan, just because, like, you should have a 1 hour grace period, like Mike Rappaport said, before you even mention LeBron's name after you say
Mike
Jordan.
Rappaport.
You mean
Yes.
the New York guy who got spurned by LeBron when he said he didn't want to play for
You mean-
fucking New York?
The actor.
Yeah, the actor.
What credibility does he have?
He's great. He's on Undisputed sometimes.
You mean the show no one watches?
I watch it now and then.
You mean the sports show
Okay.
with the worst sports analyst ever?
So,
Bubble Guppy's got better ratings online.
okay. What's your proposed to the show? Okay. So, Michael Jordan. Do you know that when he played point guard for 11 games, he averaged a triple-double?
Thank God. I'm glad he did it for 11 games.
And then he switched back to shooting guard because he said it was boring. And went back to averaging 30 a game.
So he got the ball more and said it was boring.
Yeah. Do you know
That's
that?
all I'm
Michael
getting.
Jordan never lost 3 straight as a Bull since 1991. Facts.
Facts, no printers.
Michael Jordan missed 7 games over 12 seasons.
All right.
Played every game from 1996 to 1998. And he played every game when he was 40 years old. Are you kidding me? When he's 40. Do you know what my dad was doing when he was 40?
Okay.
He was going to the doctors
I'm
to
not
get
going
his
to
knee
say anything
replaced.
because I don't want him to say anything when I go.
I mean,
so I'm just
all
going to stay
right.
quiet.
This is where I hop in then.
Yeah, you can hop in whenever you want. I'm just gonna
Durability
stay quiet.
is part of the game. I get it. But that's also what. Yeah, exactly. It's what Chuck's saying. It's one of LeBron's best traits. He's going into what season?
LeBron
15?
probably already
Year
missed
14.
more
Year
games.
14. He's going into year 14. He has yet to face a major injury. Michael Jordan, on the other hand, missed his entire
Missed
second
one
year.
when he was a sophomore.
But still, Jordan played what? 15, 14?
I don't know. I don't really care.
Don't know it off the top of my
What?
head. Jordan played what? 14 years in the league?
Yeah,
15
like 14, 15. One may not count.
LeBron's going into the same kind of thing, and he has lost no step yet.
Okay, to continue. Michael Jordan only scored single digits once. His lowest points per game was 28 when he was a rookie. Michael Jordan led the league in total points from 87 to 98. And in 85, the little year between was when he was injured his sophomore year. He led the leagues in win shares for 10 straight years. He led the league in per game in, I believe, 7 straight years. He has the most blocks by a guard in history by 100 blocks. Pretty good. He's only scored less than 27 times in the playoffs. 15 in every game. So between 15 and 7. Or 15 and 20 and 7 times. He's at 8 50-point games. The great Larry Bird called him God one time after he dropped 63 on him in the playoffs.
And lost, right? If I remember correctly.
He was playing the great Larry Bird. And Larry Bird still called him God.
Swept.
He's never scored single digits in the playoffs. Do you know? Let me look at this.
Can I say
more.
something quick? You said that he only scored under 10 points once in his career.
How many all-time great teams has LeBron James been a part of?
A lot.
James has done.
Like 3.
Sorry.
Is that not a fact?
Anyway.
Oh, my sources.
No,
depleted.
I'm not discrediting your fact. Michael Jordan is the most consecutive games with 10 plus points in NBA history at 166. But
Has he?
LeBron's number 2, and his career is anything but over, and he's not gonna lose that streak anytime soon. I don't think.
Michael Jordan's never scored less than 20 in a finals. Do you know what LeBron's average against the Mavs was in the finals?
17.
Yeah, that's below 20. Michael Jordan's ever had below 20 in the finals.
Okay.
He averaged 41 in the finals one time when he played the great Charles Barkley. The round mound of rebound, as you may know. Michael Jordan, in his last finals game against the Jazz in Game 6 at Utah, scored 45. They were down 3 with 40 seconds remaining. Do you know how many Bulls players touched the ball in the last 40 seconds?
Guessing 3.
Nope, only Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He willed them from a 3-point deficit to win the game for his last game as a Bull. That's a goat like.
Let me find something first because I need this thing until I go because I need to find it. Fuck. Okay. Alright, so I'm up. Alright. Alright. Here we go. So, a lot of people are going to think that I don't know what I'm talking about when I say this, but there's something that LeBron doesn't know, and that's what it's like to lose in the first round, like Jordan has.
Oh my god.
Swept in the first round.
LeBron didn't make the playoffs his first 2 years when Jordan was going.
Jordan's first year in the NBA, his team went 30-52. No other team has ever been that bad since the league expanded to make the playoffs. He lost second year, lost third year, lost. LeBron's third year, he beat the Wizards. It doesn't really matter. That LeBron doesn't know what it's like to lose in the first round. That's important to know.
Oh
a lot of people like to bring up LeBron doesn't play well in the playoffs. He's not good enough. He doesn't have killer instinct, whatever that means. That's not a real thing. It's a thing that Kobe Bryant fans made up back in 2007 when LeBron became the best player in the world, taking Booby Gibson, courtside Ben and myself to the NBA Finals.
I was there, I remember. I was with Mike Brown.
I was sitting on the bench.
I was sitting
right
with
in the pine.
And a lot of people
I
like
was
to
sitting with Mo Williams.
A lot of people like to bring up the 2011 Finals. Fine. Terrible series for LeBron. He can own it. I can own it as a LeBron supporter. That was a black mark on LeBron's playoff career. One thing that you can't deny is Jordan has had really terrible playoff games. People like to look over it because Jordan is God. Jordan, no one can touch Jordan. As Chris Carter put it on Undisputed one time, the cement for Jordan is dry. It's all smoothed out. And LeBron's cement, you see leaves, you see like different cracks and stuff like that because it's not smoothed out over time. Let me bring up some things for you. 1989 Eastern Conference Finals. He's playing Detroit. He takes 8 shots the entire game.
When you're getting hammered at the floor by the Jordan Norris.
All right. There's another excuse another excuse for Michael Jordan. He can't put up more than 8
Did
shots.
Did anybody ever smash LeBron to the ground every play he touched the ball?
You saw the Pacers series. Were they a little physical in that
Oh my!
series?
That's not even comparable.
if you want to,
Are you comparing Roy Hibbert to Bill Laimbeer?
I have more. I have more.
Continue.
1992 elimination game versus the New York Knicks. Jordan goes 9 for 25 from the floor. They lose. 1997 Eastern Conference Finals Game 4 closeout game, lost by 7 points. Jordan goes 9 for 35. LeBron has never shot below 30% in a playoff game that poorly and lose a game. That they were already up 3-0. If LeBron was up 3-0 in any series, he's not playing that bad and able that Bulls team was just so good that it didn't really matter how Jordan played. Like, we're being honest with ourselves, and that was seen when after Jordan quit on the NBA. I'm not saying retired. He quit on the NBA because of his gambling addiction. He went to go play. People say it's because his dad died and he wanted to play baseball for his dad. No, it's because he was caught with his gambling addiction. David Stern said, "Get out of the NBA, or we're gonna have to do something to you." He just after
You bring up your own narrative on the
that's
story. What?
I'm telling you, look it up. Look it up.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
You take a oh my god. There's sides of the story.
After Jordan quit the NBA, the Chicago Bulls won 55 games.
Yep.
I'd like to
And
say
they made the Eastern Conference
I've seen
Finals.
people trying to argue that it wasn't the same Bulls team.
No, it was.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
They didn't win the championship without Jordan. They did that.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen people argue that they had this guy, that guy. It wasn't the same Bulls team, so it's not like Jordan left and they were still the same team. But we have a Michael Jordan supporter saying that it was essentially the same team because they added role players.
But you know what they didn't do without Michael Jordan? Win the title, even get to the finals.
All right, this just shows how good that Bulls team was. They could win 55 games without Jordan. You got Jordan. That team was.
Do you know why?
Tell me, what was the
I didn't interrupt you this much.
What was the Cavaliers' record the year after LeBron went to Miami?
I'm getting to that. When LeBron does not play. When LeBron does not play, the first time with the Cavs they go 10-16 when LeBron sits. With the Heat, 9-9 when LeBron sits. With the second Cavs run, 4-23. That is an overall 23-48 record without LeBron, which extrapolated over 82 games. There's a 55 in this. It's 27-55. If LeBron played with a team that won 55 games without him, or were we looking at a 3-8 record or 3-5 record in the NBA Finals? We're most certainly not. And if we can go back to Michael Jordan, 1995. Say LeBron's not clutch. 1995 Eastern Conference Semifinals, up 1, less than a minute to go against a young Orlando Magic team. Michael Jordan turns it over with under a minute left. Nick Anderson steals it, gets a bucket, wins that game. The rest is history. You want to say, oh, well, Jordan's coming back from baseball. He might not be that fresh. He averaged 32 points per game in the playoffs. All we do here is make excuses for Michael Jordan because he is God in the NBA. No one wants to put anything on him.
He was lucky to have lived before Twitter.
He's lucky to. If people found out his gambling addiction before and, showing up hungover to Game 6 in Utah or Game 5 in Utah, whenever it was.
The flu.
The flu. He had the flu. He was hungover.
flu.
He was drinking all night and gambling with Dennis Rodman in Las Vegas and then showed up in Utah the next day. Game 4, NBA Finals, 1996. Jordan, 6 for 19, lost. The point is, LeBron and Jordan have both had bad playoff games, but show up when it matters most. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has a bad playoff game. What we're doing here is when we're looking at LeBron and Jordan, we're doing who is the better player. You have LeBron. LeBron's a better passer, rebounder, more versatile defender. He's more efficient, has a better shooting percentage from 2, better shooting percentage from 3. He most triple doubles in NBA Finals history, and just had the past 2 years best stretch of basketball ever. 41 points in Game 5, 41 points in Game 6, triple double in Game 7, most clutch block in NBA history in Game 7 to win an NBA title for Cleveland.
He did come back down 3-1 against
the greatest team ever. They add Kevin Durant. That is the most talented team ever. People will look at, Jordan averaged more points. He averaged 5 more points on 5 more shots a game. Since LeBron entered the NBA in 2003, there have been 23 playoff games in which a player had at least 37, 9, and 7. LeBron has 16 of those games. And people want to say he doesn't show up in the playoffs. And when we're looking at it, he's just a better player. You want to look at accolades, you want to look at legacy, you want to look at all that. Jordan has it fine. 6 for 6 in the finals, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, scoring titles, all that shit. It doesn't really matter. LeBron is just the better player. More efficient, better all-around basketball player. That's really the short of it. If we're really looking at it side by side. He's the better basketball player. Jordan has the legacy. That's fine. That's not what we're debating. LeBron is the better basketball player.
I think he's the better all-around player. I'd pick Jordan in a vacuum now over LeBron. I think it's hard because we haven't really watched Jordan play. So we really have, some people have a bias. I have a bias over Jordan just because I'm kind of a LeBron hater. You have a bias for LeBron. It's hard because we haven't seen both of them play. It's also different as a basketball. Today, it's more of super teams. Back then, people didn't really leave teams that much.
My thing with that is
it's hard to compare. Different.
That we got to remember that the competition that LeBron has faced in the East, getting to the finals, yes, it hasn't been as good as the competition that Jordan faced in the East, getting to the finals. But once you get to the finals, every single team that LeBron has played in the finals has been better.
Yep.
Than the teams that Jordan has played.
100%.
To be fair, the East in Jordan's days were very good.
The East was very good.
It was super good.
Which adds to what I'm saying with the Bulls won 55 games without Jordan. Is that East really that great? They lose the best player some people say the best player in NBA history, and they still win 55 games in this tough Eastern Conference and get all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose in 6 games. And you're telling me that this East is incredibly tough? I mean, come on now. We're overhyping what Reggie Miller's teams were and what Patrick Ewing's teams were.
We also had Shaq.
We had a young Shaq in Orlando.
We also have to remember that Jordan...
Which beat Jordan. Like, they did beat Jordan. Like, that's just what happened.
Jordan played in the expansion era basketball, an era where his team went 30 and 52 and made the playoffs. Like, the talent level was very diluted, and like the top teams, they were good, but the bottom teams were very bad. Those are the part-time plumbers, the part-time janitors.
No, that was Bill Russell.
But
when they were working summer jobs, like poor boys.
But getting back to what I was saying, like every team that LeBron has faced in the finals has been better. So people criticize, he's 3-5. Well, you look at the teams that he's placed. The 2014 Spurs, that was one of the greatest postseason teams of all time. 2007, yes, he got swept, but look who he had on his team. Yeah. It wasn't good. You look how he performed too. It was great. That was the year that he scored the last 25 points for his team to win to move on to the finals. Am I right there? And he played this year the greatest team of all time. Yes, the Warriors went 73-9. Then they added a former MVP still in his prime.
LeBron averaged 34, 12, and 10 on 56% shooting and loses in 5 games.
Like, yeah. That's
meanwhile,
not his fault.
Mr. Kobe, who has 5 rings, averages 15 on 37%, has a ring because he's lucky enough to play with Shaq in his prime. So that's the only thing Kobe has on LeBron. That's the only thing he's better at than LeBron is playing with Shaq in his prime. And luck. That's the only thing he has over LeBron. Luck.
Stop disrespecting.
And to the people that say that, LeBron can't win, he needs more help, or he doesn't have enough help, and makes fun of how LeBron has all-stars on his team but still can't win a ring with them. First of all, he did win a ring with them. He won 2 in Miami. He won 1 in Cleveland. He beat the 73-9 team. But although the Cavaliers team is good, everybody knows that. They almost swept their way to the finals. They lost 1 game to Boston.
Which was a fluke, that game.
Which was a fluke. You can't outmatch the Warriors when they have 2 MVPs on their team. The defensive player of the year and the greatest 3-and-D player of all time. Like
Michael.
Like
the greatest 3-and-D player of all time, Klay Thompson.
At that point, it's a little unfair. You can't criticize LeBron for losing that. He did everything. He averaged a triple-double. He shot efficiently. His second best player had a great finals as well. I know I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan, but he did average 29 points per game. Kevin Love had a bad series. Tristan Thompson had a bad series.
Yeah, if you want to criticize LeBron for having a terrible finals against the Mavs,
That's fair.
At least make it as fair as saying he had one of the greatest finals ever this past year, and from game 5 to 7 on, beating a 73-win team. Like, they have to be weighted evenly at that point. If you're going to be fair about it. If you're not going to be fair about it, you just don't like LeBron. You can't ever see him touching Jordan. If you're just going to say, the Mavericks thing, like, there's no way he can be a great player. Like, what he did, 41-41, triple-double, greatest block ever, like, then 34-12 and 10 with 56% shooting. That's just unheard. That's just unfathomable to think of on the biggest stage against the greatest, most talented team in NBA history.
Like, if you want to criticize LeBron for 2011, that's fair.
Just getting beat up on it. After you were saying you said that Michael Jordan was the greatest to put on, but you haven't even said one thing about it.
I'll get to my 2 cents about Michael Jordan as to why I think he's still better than LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to criticize LeBron about 2011, that's fair game. He choked that series away. That was a series that the Heat should have won. Yes, the rest of his team didn't play great, but he should have played better.
Yeah, he's been favored in 2 finals. That finals and the one against Oklahoma City. He's been an underdog in every other finals. He's been you go back and look at it.
In the Mavs, was he?
No, I just said
he was favored
against the Mavs
favorite.
and
Okay,
OKC. Every other finals he was an underdog.
I thought you said
he beat San Antonio. He beat Golden
Ray
City.
Ray Allen beat San Antonio.
No, he scored 15 points in the fourth quarter to lead them back in that game. Without that, they're not even in the game.
Without that shot, LeBron's
Okay.
Well, without John Paxson's shot, Jordan doesn't win. Without Steve Kerr's shot, Jordan doesn't win.
First off, without John Paxson's shot, Michael Jordan still would have won the series.
Wait, so you're criticizing LeBron for his teammates doing their job when he scored 15 in the fourth? Like, LeBron can't play in the fourth quarter, but he scores 15 in the fourth quarter to bring them back in that game. And then
he brought them back, but Ray Allen won it.
Then hits the dagger in Game 7 late in that game. Yeah. Then in the 2016 finals, makes the greatest block ever, then seals the game at the free throw line.
I thought that final series was really good. I'll admit, like against the Warriors, but you can't bridge them between them. Ray Allen basically secured that finals for LeBron. That is the only shot in NBA history that stopped them from getting eliminated from the finals. That shot changed the whole series around. Ray Allen.
But the shot doesn't happen without the 15 fourth quarter.
Yeah,
points.
it doesn't. But LeBron's one of his 3 finals rings doesn't happen without that shot.
Okay, like that's what teammates do.
But
like,
if John Paxson doesn't hit that shot, Jordan still would have won that final.
What is it? Does it go to Game 7? Like, I don't know. Like
Jordan?
Yeah,
they won that in like 5, I think, or 4.
Oh, okay. Then it's meaningless. But what about Steve Kerr's shot? What about
Jordan yelled at him in the freaking huddle.
If we're gonna just be like, without this guy, like LeBron doesn't win. Well, without Pippen, does Jordan win a playoff game? Like, we don't know because he went 0-9 without Pippen. Like, if we're gonna
without Wade, does LeBron win the finals?
Yeah, like we can do that like all day, but like you can't just say like, without Allen, LeBron only has 2. Well, Allen's shot doesn't happen if LeBron doesn't score 15 to lead them back and forth. So we gotta be fair about it.
Kyrie's shot doesn't happen without LeBron.
Without Bron blocking it.
Yeah,
and
it's just.
Like, if we're gonna be fair about it, we gotta give. Yeah, it's 5 guys. It's not 1-on-1 the entire time.
Anyway, I know I've been on LeBron's side for a little bit here, but
really?
let me get back.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone
Jordan has 3 more rings. He's got an extra MVP. I think, although LeBron's a more versatile defender, Jordan was the better defender.
I agree.
Jordan also, what a lot of people forget in the Jordan-LeBron debate, he was just ahead of his time. He was in a league driven by big guys who dominated the post, who were physical, but he turned it into a guards league. Him and I think Dominique Wilkins too also turned it into a league where the guards would take the ball and they would score it. They wouldn't just be passive and pass down to the post to get close to the rim. They would dribble it. They would get to the rim themselves. They would jump over the rim. He was the best scorer of his day, although I think Durant is probably a better all-around pure scorer. Michael Jordan is the best scorer to ever walk the NBA court. He has the highest average of all. Yeah, exactly. in that sense, he's unmatched. He was a great defender too.
Won the defensive player of the year.
Exactly. As a guard. That doesn't happen
Which is
very
very
often.
often.
Yeah.
Gary Payne's really the only other one.
Mm-hmm. But and he ran through the triangle offense too, which was a very ball movement friendly offense. Which you look at. Oh, I thought you were shaking your head.
I
thought he was too.
No, my neck was like.
I was confused. I was looking at you.
And I like Ben's point where when Jordan played point guard, he averaged a triple double. Like, that's pretty impressive.
I mean,
Jordan as of now is the greatest player of all time to me. When it's all said and done, I really think LeBron will be. He has a great shot at it. I would like to see another ring and maybe another MVP. If he doesn't get that MVP, maybe 2 more rings. But it's close. But for right now, Jordan's.
I got what you're saying as of right now, but that's also a legacy thing. It's not.
It is a legacy thing. In fact, both points factor in. You're looking at purely basketball player skill level. You're looking at a very accolades legacy, but
which
it's
I can
really
see Jordan better accolades,
exactly
better legacy. Fine.
But LeBron, I agree with that, and LeBron is the better all around basketball player. But really, the ranking should come down to a combination of both. Yeah. But I still favor Jordan on that side because he has 3 more rings and an extra MVP. All right.
This is a good first podcast, boys.
Good first podcast.
I like it.
Thank you for listening. Check us out next time, and maybe we'll ask some fans some questions. See what you guys think. See you later, guys. Oh,
that was a lot of
go
fun.
ahead. You can follow me at YoaNut. You can follow my friend
41
at @CSclews_ID.
All right. Thank you. See you later, guys.
I'm gonna be the man